Hi, this is Daniela Wolf with Bestie Life, the podcast, and this is your community to support you through the little and not so little events that make up your day-to-day life. From the I've got this moments to the I just can't moments. We are here to empower all women to find and develop the skills they need to find peace, balance, and the bliss in their busy. Through solo episodes as well as interviews with amazing women who share their journey and their story and how it works for you. I hope you find the inspirations to make you laugh, think, as well as maybe rethink what you thought you knew, and connect as we realize that we are all living similar ups and downs and don't have to do it alone. So excited for you to hear this episode, and thanks so much for joining me today. Hi, this is Daniela with Bestie Life, the podcast, and today I'm so excited for you to meet Lori Rogers. She is the president and co-founder of Rogers Marketing, which is a multi-million-dollar women-owned business, and she helps cultivate client relationships, driving franchise leading sales, and just recognizing leadership in her industry. But in 2011, and she's going to share with us her story, she began implementing the practices of her trademarked system called positive activity, which has shown exponential growth in business, life, as well as just the lives of those around her. And so she helps you do the same thing. So I'm just so excited to dive in and start finding out more about it. So thank you so much, Lori, for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you, Daniela. I'm really excited to talk about it, especially opening up the new year this way. It's great.
Yeah. Absolutely. So can you tell a little bit more about your journey, your marketing company, as well as just positive activity, what it entails, and what can we start doing?
Sure. My journey started, well, I'm a mom of three, and we live here in southern New Hampshire, right outside of Boston. And if you recall, yes, we own Rogers Marketing, and it's a marketing swag business. Anything you can put a corporate logo on is what we do. And we love it. It's fun. It's exciting. But you may remember back in 2009, 2010, there was a recession. So back then, we lost clients, we lost quotes. Some of our clients did not even exist anymore. We didn't know how we were going to pay our suppliers or get back on track. And it was a nerve-wracking time when you're an entrepreneur and a business person. And we, at the same time, I say we, Neil, my husband and I, own the business. We work together in the business. The same time, we have a son who's a non-speaking young man with autism, and he was transitioning from his high school life into adult at age 22, into adult life at that time. And all of that tumultuous planning, trying to figure out what was going to happen for him. And now remember, that was 11 years ago. No, oh my gosh, we're in 2025 now. So 14 years ago, it was the adult world for those diagnosed with autism was kind of a bare slate, and you had to create what you wanted to do because he was like the tip of the iceberg in the explosion of the diagnosis. So there was all of that sort of worry, anxiety, fear. What's going to happen? Is he going to be okay? Where are we going to send him every day? What's he going to do every day? And also at the same time, my daughter was home recovering from a head injury that she had suffered while playing college lacrosse. So wow. Under normal conditions, like, a few things knock us off each day. We have challenges each day, but these things sort of accumulated in my nervous system, in my brain, in my worry, in my anxiety. And I kind of grew up as a worrywart anyway. So I worried about little things and how things were going to work out or not work out and that kind of thing. So the stress of it all was mounting, and I wasn't feeling my best, acting my best. I went through each day and did what I needed to do, but faking it a lot as well.
Yeah.
So when my daughter was home, she couldn't drive, and she asked me to drive her to a wellness fair. I said, sure. So I drove her to a wellness fair here in Nashua, and I walked around and I picked up a few books. We went to a couple presentations, and that's when the concept of what you say, what you think, what you believe is what settles in your subconscious brain, and it's what your you're attracting or what your brain is trying to match your experience to your beliefs.
Right.
So if your beliefs are, we're never going to have any new clients, we're never going to get to pay our suppliers, I don't know where Craig's going to, go each day. Oh, is Amanda ever going to recover? Like all of those negative thoughts that you wake up with every day and think about, they become entrenched. I don't even like to say them anymore, but they come entrenched in your brain, and that's where I was at. So I was like, wait, what? I can change it. I have the power to say different things, think different things, believe different things, look at the world in a different perspective, as opposed to looking at it as these things are happening to me.
Mm-hmm.
I can shift that and think, okay, these things are happening for me, and why? Why are these challenges here? What am I going to learn from these things? So I read the books, I went to a few more presentations, and I said, okay, well, I don't want to live feeling this way anymore. I don't want that grit, that sort of that strangle on my heart and my gut and feeling the worry and the fear anymore. So I started doing several activities each day, and it started out simple and small because you have to. Like for me, it was like, okay, baby steps. This is what I did, and I would whenever a negative thought would come into my brain, I would write the opposite on a post-it note, and I would stick it up on my computer on the wall near my monitor. And for instance, if I thought, oh, we're never gonna make any sales today, I'm never gonna get any orders today, I would write down, there's plenty for everyone, including me.
Mm-hmm.
And write that down. No, I didn't just pick these up out of the air. I read a book called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And
Mm-hmm.
she has many of these cool I am statements that, sort of flip the switch,
Right.
how you can shift what you're thinking about and what your belief becomes. And I started doing that. And then I started doing an appreciation practice every morning because I read a book called What You Appreciate Appreciates.
Yep.
So the tracking system in our brain, our software program that we're born with, is danger. Look for danger, look for danger. And what this teaches your brain to do is look for things to appreciate as opposed to looking for things to be in danger about. So I started doing that. So three unique things each day, what I appreciate from the last 24 hours and why, and think about that, bring all of that goodness into my heart and think about those things. Um, and then I started doing conscious recall where you write down something that happened in the last 24 hours that made you smile or happy or laugh or something like that. And
Yeah.
you go back to those feelings and bring all those good chemicals back into your body. So I started doing a bunch of these little activities, and lo and behold, I was watching, I don't know, someone suggested to me that I watch Sean Acor, his TED Talk. And it's 12 minutes. It's so amazing. And he was a Harvard researcher, and he researched happiness and why you want to be happy and the different modalities, the different activities that they researched and studied. And they were an appreciation practice, meditation, exercise, conscious acts of kindness, conscious recall. And I was like, wait, what? These
Mm-hmm.
things are scientifically based,
Yeah.
scientifically proven to, increase your productivity, increase your sales, um, help you be more productive because in fact, this just happened to me today. I'll tell that story in a minute. But because when your brain is light and you're feeling good and you're taking feel good action, your brain is more open to ideas and they just flow and you just get into this zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh boy. So like, wait, time out. This is amazing, first of all. And if you haven't watched Sean Acor's TED Talk, it's amazing. Go on YouTube and watch it. It's like, I need to teach these things. I need
Yeah.
to teach people how to do this. I need to teach people that this is out there because I learned about it. I was what, 50 years old at the time. I'm like, I don't want other people to wait that long. So I
Mm-hmm.
started teaching it to entrepreneurs and women's groups and sales teams and things like that to help them, build up their resilience and build up their joy or happiness levels so that they can just have more of what they want in their life as well.
Right. No, I love all of that. And absolutely, the power of mindset work, the power of what seem like small little actions can have such a massive impact in our days. And absolutely, I think it's sometimes thought of as just this woo type of thing, like, oh, I'll say positive affirmations, oh, I'll do this. And there is so much science that people don't realize when it comes to creating new neural pathways, the reticular activating system, like all of it. It is so fascinating how powerful those simple shifts can be in creating movement and momentum in the direction you want to go.
Yes, yes. And I didn't know that. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know it. I was never taught it. I was never taught it, learned it in school or I think now it's out there more. But I want every salesperson, every entrepreneur, every young mom, everyone to know. Like I think I would have
Yeah.
raised my kids differently. I would have done a lot of
Yeah.
things, differently.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like I just want to shout it from the rooftops when it comes to how simple and easy it can be to create that happiness, to create the life you want, to create that transformation by doing a couple of seemingly unrelated but easy steps every day.
Yes,
So
right.
it,
And
oh, go
yes,
ahead.
what I was going to say is I don't want people to think that nothing ever happens to me and that I don't get
Oh yeah.
sad or upset or angry or anxious. Oh, yes, I do. Of course I do. Especially when you're a business owner, you're a young mom, you're raising kids or a young dad, and men and women, of course, or, a business leader. Things happen every day. Things don't ship on time. The stuff doesn't come in. Your employee doesn't show up. Well, you name it. Things can happen. But because you've built up that resilience, you might come down a few notches, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully you don't go back into the ditch. You don't go
Right.
the ditch. You stay like, all right, I'm gonna go down and then I'm gonna back up. It's easier to come back out of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So when it comes to the positive activity model, is there like a specific place you would start somebody who's say just listening to this episode and is interested in finding out a little bit more, like where would they at least start when it comes to implementing this?
So they would start, well, you can visit us at positiveactivity.net
Mm-hmm.
and read all about it and read all about the benefits of being having more resilience, being happier and lighter, and having more joy and positivity in your life. The first thing, I just read this book 4 months ago, and I just
Mm-hmm.
added this into my teaching by Mel Robbins. And the book is The High Five Habit.
Mm-hmm.
And now every morning I get up and I high five myself in the mirror, and there's all this science behind doing that. And I recommend that book. Like, go get the book, go to our website, read all you
Mm-hmm.
can. It's amazing. And grab that book, read the book, and start doing that. And that she does talk a lot about mindset in that book as well, which is
Mm-hmm.
fabulous. And then, contact us and we'll take you through our program with appreciation, 5 minutes of meditation, exercise every day, your
Mm-hmm.
conscious act of kindness. Like it was shown that one of the most powerful things you can do to help lift yourself up and someone else, of course, is just
Mm-hmm.
by doing something kind and amazing for someone else.
Right. So
You know,
that appreciation, is
yeah.
that kind of the first step then? If someone, was looking at this positive activity model, the first thing they would typically do if they were working with you would be that appreciation. So like, is that just listing the things you're grateful for? Is that the same as gratitude?
No, it's a slightly different.
Okay.
Well, every client is different. Let me say that as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
as a where we start. Sometimes we have to start with change your story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll interview someone and they'll tell me their story of where they are right now. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Stop telling that story though. So let's
Mm-hmm.
start telling your story the way you want your life to be, not the way it is right now. It's not that you're ignoring it or discounting it. You honor it. Honor it. This is where I am, but boy, I'm going to start talking about where I want to go and what I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
where I want to be. So there's a little bit of shifting of perspective first, and then we start, okay, so then every day, baby steps to get to feel that, to feel better and to feel more joy. Yes, it's the appreciation practice. And the reason I say appreciation versus gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
appreciation has been shown to be as close to love on the vibration joy scale. How do I say this? On the energy scale.
Okay.
And gratitude is more about, like think about, I'm so grateful I got home safely. It has this connotation, this feeling, this energy to it, like, oh, I didn't deserve that. Oh, I'm so grateful that happened to me. So appreciation is a few notches above grateful. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
higher vibration word. It's closer to love. So I like to use the word appreciation as opposed to grateful.
Okay. Okay.
That's just my thing, and that's the way I teach it. And yeah, so in the morning you do your high five, you grab your journal and you write down three things. I appreciate whatever it is, my beautiful hot cup of coffee this morning because it smells great. And I'm so lucky I have this kitchen and this coffee maker that I can do this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's something to appreciate every moment of your life. So sometimes, I have nothing to appreciate, Lori. I'm in a rut, I'm in debt, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, okay, I want you to stand up and walk up and down your kitchen. You have a home, you have a kitchen, you have two legs that work. You have a brain that's functioning. We have so many things in our lives to appreciate. So
Mm-hmm.
let's stop focusing on the bad right now and talking about that and just zone in on those good things.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I always talk about, unfortunately, we are pre-wired to just see the negative. Even if we're having a great day, all it takes is sometimes one thing, and that becomes our new focus. That's where the spotlight is.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you can go down, it happens to me too. I mean, when you go down
Yeah.
the spiral of that, and then you see that, and then you're mad at that, and you're angry or annoyed with this, I understand. Yes,
Hmm. Now, do you talk at all about toxic positivity, or does that come into play where it's almost like you're trying too hard and it's not as genuine?
do. I
Mhm.
talk about that a lot. We talk about rational optimist. I feel like I don't feel it. I know I'm an rational optimist. And by that, I mean, I know that there is strife,
Mhm.
disease, death, war, destruction, pain out there. I know there is. However, I cannot help my community, my family, my world, my little town here if I'm down in that ditch all the time with that strife and with that grief and with that worry. So I do believe that all of our energy is connected. And if I can stay as light and joyful and happy as possible, that energy spreads, that smile
Mhm.
spreads, and I'm helping everyone around me. So, no, you don't ignore ever what's going on. But more positive and joyful people do more acts of kindness. They give more to charities. They do more for their community and help the world than someone that might not be.
Right.
So we're not ignoring anything. My head is not in the sand at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that. So, if someone was looking to get started on their positive activity journey,
Mhm.
you said you're at positiveactivity.net.
Yes.
A- And then are you on social? Like, can people follow you? Can people start to get an idea of what else they could do with you?
Yes. Lord, well, when you go to our website, everything is there. Our Instagram, our Facebook, and everything is Lori A. Rogers Positive Activity is my Instagram account. And yeah. So it's
Oh,
really fun to interact with people and it's really fun to teach this because
absolutely. And all those links will be live in the show notes below. So thank you so much, Lori, for joining us today and kind of sharing what positive activity looks like, just the power of mindset in creating these daily positive actions in your day-to-day life. And the fact that, there is all this science behind it. The impact is real. It's not just
yeah,
all woo and everything.
yeah.
It is amazing. So thank you for all the work you're doing.
You're welcome, Daniela. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please let me know any questions or comments that you have. Also, if you can please leave an Apple 5-star review so that this episode can be shared with more women. There's 2 quotes that I love. Alone we may be strong, but together we are stronger, as well as when women support each other, incredible things happen. So let's be stronger and incredible together, as well as maybe just have some fun along the way. Thanks so much and talk to you soon. Bye.